So welcome to the Miracles and Science Center for Continuous Personal and Professional Development. Today, the 27th of June, and yet again another important life lesson for today. So today, our daily life lesson tells us about being held captive in the time in which we are born.
At the Miracles and Science Transformative Center, we transform your life for the better. Sail above life's problems, in health, in relationships, in finances, in education, and in general well-being. Join any of our life transformative programs by visiting www.transformativecenter.com.
If I may ask you a question, do you know the reason why you were not, for example, born 200 years ago? Why were you born during this time? Or, if I may ask you a question, why do you think you are not born maybe 500 years from now? So, for us to be able to understand this aspect, we need to understand that being born in the present time or being born in the past, it has much to do with the relationship between your body and the spirit. We have found that in particular times, within particular generations, there are, for example, people who come up and excel in particular areas. For example, we know Albert Einstein for science. We know, for example, Leonardo da Vinci. We know, for example, Isaac Newton. But also we know, for example, Muhumuza was one of the richest people, actually still celebrated as one of the richest men that ever existed in history. Also, we see, for example, Jesus Christ was born in a particular time, 2,000 years ago. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, the same. So these people are just examples of those that we know that excelled within their generations. So the question is, why is it that some people excel and others don't excel? The answer lies within the aspect of the body and the spirit. Let me just make an illustration here about what I'm talking about. For example, we have the body and we have the spirit. The body eventually dies, but the spirit lives on. So what this one means is that the spirit that lives on has lived in the previous time, in so many years. 200 years ago, the spirit was there. 500 years to come, the spirit was there. So what happens is that the spirit has to find space. For example, once it leaves the body, it may go wandering. It may find another body of the human. It may find, for example, another body of animal. It may even find another body of a plant. So you may find that the spirit that is within you was one time living in an animal. And when it leaves, it may go back, for example, to a plant, or it may be going somewhere wandering. So what happens is that some people are able to excel in their generations because their spirits eventually find adequate environmental conditions in which they can be able to excel. For example, if a certain spirit was living in the body in a certain kind of environment, and when it leaves that body, doesn't go very far away, but still remains within a certain confines of environment, it means that that spirit is going to be excelling because it will be drawing on from the past experiences. So this what tells us that actually there is what we call the reincarnation of the spirit into a body. And if the spirit reincarnates in a body, and that body is within certain conditions, favorable conditions of the environment, where it can be able to draw experience from the previous experience of the body where it was, then it will be able to excel. There is already scientific evidence to suggest that the reincarnation actually exists, and it happens, and it is a real natural phenomenon. Therefore, it is important to understand that actually we are confined within the current generation by our bodies, but the spirit is not confined because it has lived before, and it will actually also live so many years again after the body has actually died. This has been our little lesson for today.